Hey Tankers, Bunzaduck here. Today we're in my Lorraine 40 ton. Alright, we're on Overlord in a standard battle and a tier 9, tier 8 battle. So low tier medium, but the Lorraine 40 ton, I mean it's got some good things and some bad things, obviously, as all tanks do, right? I mean it's got soft skin, not an overwhelmingly strong turret. But it's got fairly good mobility, good gun depression, fairly accurate and hard-hitting gun. I mean, we're running the 100mm with a 300 alpha and 232 penetration. If I fire the gold, I'm up to 300 alpha with a 263. I don't load HE in this because it's an autoloader, so that's another advantage, but it's also a disadvantage, as we all know, because now it's a 32-second reload. But then I can dump 4 shells down there in a fairly short period of time and do some serious damage, right? So it's a tank that you have to play very cautious in. You've got to be careful in this. As with all autoloaders, you've got to time your shots and what you're going to do. Pop out when you know you can dump off a good portion of your rounds, if not all of them, in a short period of time without receiving much damage, and then be able to hide while you're doing the reload. So anyway, I spawned over here in the south, and I had been watching, I believe it was Lemon Rush had a video on how to play, on his thoughts on how to play Overlord, and so I'm going to go to an initial spot that he had suggested, and it works out okay for me. But the whole game is actually a fairly good game, especially for a Lorraine in a tier 9 game. So anyway, here we go. So come over here where this little, bunker is at, and sometimes he can give you shots into these guys over here, or if you push up, further, you can get shots of people trying to make this crossing here. But you got to be fairly quick here. Now I do have a T30 over here, which is very helpful because he can definitely lay some damage down on anybody that that gets around me. But whereas he has the big gun, he has a long reload, so you've got to be careful with that. And so now we got a T28 prototype and E75 down here. Our guys over on the 9-0 line, the east, they're falling back a little bit. They're doing okay. Got a Pershing over there. Object something. I'm not sure what it is. It's got to be the 430, I'm assuming. And then there goes the Patton. Now these guys are pushing in. So over here they've pushed in and taken. All right, we'll stop. They've pushed in and taken control over on the 8-9 line, and that's a serious issue. That can be a serious issue, because if they can take control of this area over here, they can shove us back and then just slowly wipe out our guys over here down south. So gotta really keep track of that. And then, I am playing this kind of cautious, where I'm not being overly aggressive, not just hard charging in. But then again, the Lorraine 40 ton's not a hard charging machine. It's a sniper tank. All right, so the T30's he's answering the call, and they're starting to hold him off over there. The 5100 was able to get in there and drop some good damage on him and slow up their push. And I'm really surprised that I haven't run into anybody over here, which is allowing me to maybe push in a little bit more aggressively than I normally would. We're going to go down here and see if we can't get in behind this E75 and this T28 prototype. Because there just hasn't been any action over here. I don't know if it's the fact that these guys over here pushed them back, and now they're going to fall back here. There just hasn't been any action. So now if I can get in here and get behind this E75 and the T28 prototype, we can cause. Now there's a Ferdinand somewhere. There's one. There's two. Take a shot from the Ferdinand. 3. And he's on fire. Alright, so I should have realized and I should have remembered that this is a favorite spot for TDs. Alright, and should have been cautious about it. I wasn't. I was more interested in getting a shot into that E75 than paying attention to where the TDs were at. I really don't, you hardly ever see anybody over here where this Ferdinand's at anymore, but they do. Where the Oods is at, that is a quite common spot. All right, so fall back, get back hidden over here so I can get the reload going. I do take a shot from the Oods, but I'm able to return the favor a little bit. He takes out my gunner. I did repair him. And we're almost done with the reload. Nope. I swore I repaired my gunner. There, I guess I just repaired my gunner. I didn't even notice it. Okay, my bad. Usually I'm fairly quick on those. Alright, so now we've basically pushed them off. All that's left over here is the Oods, but now we've got this contingent over here that we got to deal with. And that's where a tank like this can come in really handy. So I've gone to the gold, loading the skill. Because the STI, the E50, you know, those are T-32. They're all fairly heavily turreted tanks. There's the E50. Ferdinand von Zeppelin. See if I can get in behind this bad boy here. 1, 2... Run out, and luckily I get out of there before the S-30 can crack a shot off on me. I'm thinking he may not have had the gun elevation. Alright, so he takes a shot. I got 2 shells left. I was kind of like, do I want to reload? Nope, I want to get this guy. Then I'll do the reload. Auto aim, fire, get him out of there. Get the reload. It's time to duck and cover. There's still the STI and the T-32. There's the T-32. Alright. Being pushed by our 430-2. There's the STI. He's calling for help. Well, you hard charged in there, buddy. I mean, seriously. There's a nice shot into the T-32. Another shot into the T-32. Can't get one into the STI. Nope, gonna bounce on that. And then I rush that shot. But we've almost capped it out. There goes the T-32. Yes, and that's a cap. And that's a victory. So, a first class spotter, bruiser, arsonist, fighter, fire for effect, and Levoshin's medal. Destroy 2 enemy tanks or tank destroyers with a medium tank in a battle. 197,930 in credits, 10,572 in experience. I did 2,642 in damage, got 4 kills for base XP of 1155. So, slow start, not overly aggressive through the whole game. But was able to, to use my gun's DPM. Fired 13 shots. Of those, 12 hit, and of those 12, 10 penetrated. I did 87 from 300 meters out. Woohoo! I managed to spot for 1,969. So, again, that high spot gives you some spotting area. Really decent credits and really decent experience. So, I mean, all in all, like I said, it was a not overly aggressive game. Obviously not an overly aggressive game, but that's not a tank to be overly aggressive in. It's a tank to use the DPM when you can, to get the shots in there, to to cause the damage, and then get out of there. Run and hide. So anyway, that's my Lorraine 40 ton on Overlord in a standard battle. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Keep those videos coming. I greatly appreciate it. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. This is Bonsai Duck out.